Good evening, good evening. Good evening. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you all so much for being a part of the truth about drugs and what we're doing with this program here in Preston County now. Uh, so, uh, the truth about drugs. Sorry for the line. The truth about drugs. So, let's talk about drugs. Drugs have been part of our culture since the last century. It was popular in the 1960s and it became popular by music and mass media. Yeah. Every time you turn on the TV or listen to your favorite song, they're either talking about drugs, drinking, partying, or they are on those themselves. So I would find that to be factual. An estimated of 208 million people internationally consume illegal drugs in the United States. That means when they're here and when they're traveling, they are still using drugs. The results comes from the National Survey on Drug Abuse and Health, and it showed that almost 20 million Americans, or at least 8% of the population 12 or older, used drugs in that month that was during the survey. So you probably know someone who has been directly or indirectly affected by drugs. So, the most commonly used and abused drug in the United States is alcohol. And yes, alcohol is considered a drug, and we will tell you why when we do the alcohol class. The most commonly used illegal drug is marijuana. According to the United Nations and the Drug Report over the world, there was 3.9% of population between the ages of 15 to 64 who were marijuana users. Young people today are more exposed earlier. Therefore, based on that survey by the Center for Disease Control, 45% of high school students drank alcohol and 19, almost basically 20% smoked pot or marijuana during that month. So then you end up with these thoughts and these looks like, uh, considering what you've done and you say or they say my goal in life wasn't living, it was getting high. Over the years I turned to cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol under a false belief that it would allow me to escape all my problems, but it actually made things worse. Kept saying to myself I'm gonna stop after this last time, but it never happened. That was from John. So why do people take drugs? People usually take drugs because they want to change something about their lives. So some of the reasons that young people or children have been given or have taken drugs were to fit in, to escape or relax, to relieve boredom, to grow up, to rebel, or to experiment. They think drugs are a solution, but eventually the drugs become a problem. Difficult as it may be face to face or even to face one's problems, the consequences of drug abuse is always worse than the problems they're facing or running from. How drugs work. Drugs are essentially made to be poison. The amount taken determines the effect that you receive. The small amount acts as a stimulant, meaning it will speed you up, it stimulates you. A greater amount acts as a sedative, meaning it will slow you down, and an even larger amount poisons and can kill you. This is true of any drug, whether it be small amounts of marijuana or large amounts of meth. Any of the amounts need to achieve effect. Many different drugs have other liabilities, directly affect your mind. They can distort your perception of things, cause hallucinations, make you become odd, irrational, or inappropriate. At times, it can cause you to be destructive. Drugs can block off all of your sensations, even the durable or unwanted ones. So, while providing short term help with the relief of pain, it also may wipe out the ability and the alertness of one's thinking or make it cloudy thinking. Medicines can also be drugs. They are also intended for the same processes. So we have like 10 minutes left. Um, Basically, I think the order that I'm going to do the classes in, I had marijuana scheduled for the first class, but since they stated alcohol first, I'm going to do alcohol next week or maybe one day this week. And marijuana will be the second class. So if you have any requests for the following classes, make sure that you all let me know. If you all have any questions, you can let me know, put them in the chat, send me an email, give me a call on the phone, whatever you need. Make sure that you go to the website and basically fill out the eligibility form and sign up for the services that you feel like you need. And we will reach out and get you the help that you need, complete an assessment, and just give you some resources and referrals. We're not going to send nobody to pick you up and all of that extra stuff. That's not what we're meant to do. So just make sure that you stay safe and do everything that you need to do. Most areas have mobile crisis units. Contact mobile crisis units, your suicide hotlines, or different places if you need assistance. Just make sure that you know your resources in your area. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all at the next class.